Right now, there's $3,000 sitting on the table with your name on it. And I'm not exaggerating. Thousands of seniors across the country are leaving free money on the table every single year because they simply don't know this rebate exists. The shocking truth? Most property tax authorities aren't actively advertising this. They don't send you letters. They don't call you. You have to claim it yourself. And if you don't know about it, that money just disappears. My name is Jerome, and in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to claim every penny you're entitled to. This could mean an extra $3,000 in your pocket, money that could go toward medical bills, help you stay in your home longer, or simply give you the financial breathing room you deserve. But here's the thing. There are deadlines, there are eligibility requirements, and there are specific steps you need to follow. Miss any of these, and you could lose out on thousands.
So stick with me. Let's break this down together. Let me paint you a picture.
Sarah is a 72-year-old widow in California. She owns her home outright, no mortgage. She worked her entire life, paid her taxes, and now she's living on Social Security and a modest pension. Her property tax bill is $4,200 a year. She has no idea that she qualifies for a $3,000 property tax rebate. So year after year, she pays the full amount. Over 5 years, that's $15,000 she could have saved. Over 10 years, $30,000. That's money she could have used for medication, home repairs, or simply enjoying her retirement. But here's what makes this even worse. Sarah isn't alone. According to recent data, only about 30 to 40% of eligible seniors actually claim these rebates. That means 60 to 70% of people who qualify are simply not getting them. They're leaving free money on the table. Think about what that means. If you're eligible and you don't claim this rebate, you're essentially giving money to the government. Money that's earmarked for you. Money you've earned and deserve.
Now, let's talk about the consequences of not acting.
First, financial impact. We're talking about $3,000 per year. For someone living on a fixed income, that could be the difference between affording medication and rationing pills. It could be the difference between fixing your roof now or waiting until it becomes an emergency and costs you $15,000. For many seniors, this isn't just extra money, it's survival money. Second, time sensitivity. Many states have filing deadlines. Some require you to claim these rebates every year. Others have different deadlines for different types of rebates. If you miss these deadlines, in many cases, that money is gone forever. You don't get a second chance. The clock is ticking, and for some of you, the deadline might be just weeks or months away. Third, increasing costs. Property taxes aren't staying the same. In many states, they're increasing year over year. While you're not claiming these rebates, your tax burden is actually getting heavier. The longer you wait, the more you're paying in taxes you could have avoided. Fourth, asset protection. Here's something a lot of people don't think about. If you reach a point where you need to apply for Medicaid or long-term care assistance, your home and assets are scrutinized. These rebates? They could help you keep more of your assets protected and in your own name. They're a legal way to reduce your financial burden.
Fifth, peace of mind.
Imagine knowing that you've claimed every benefit you're entitled to. Imagine the relief of knowing you're not leaving money on the table. That peace of mind? That's priceless. So the stakes are real. The question isn't whether this matters, it clearly does. The question is, are you going to act on this information? I want to pause here for a second because I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds too good to be true. If this exists, shouldn't I already know about it? That's a fair question. And the answer is actually pretty simple. Governments don't advertise these programs like businesses advertise products. Why? Because the less people claim, the less it costs them. It's not in their financial interest to make this easy for you to find. Here's what happens. Your state passes a law allowing property tax rebates for seniors. It gets buried in the legal code. There might be a single page on a government website about it. There's no commercial. There's no mail campaign. There's no notification to eligible seniors. And the result? Millions of dollars go unclaimed every year.
Think about it like this. If Apple had a product that could save you $3,000 a year, do you think they'd bury it on their website and hope you found it? Of course not.
They'd advertise it everywhere. But government programs? They often operate with the opposite philosophy. I'm telling you this not to make you angry, though I understand if you are, but to help you understand why you might not have heard about this before. The second thing I want to clarify, this is completely legitimate. This isn't a loophole. This isn't something that's going to get you in trouble. These are programs that exist specifically for seniors. They're legal. They're official. They're just not well publicized. Let me give you some examples of states with significant property tax rebates and exemptions. California. Seniors and disabled homeowners can get a property tax exemption up to $7,000 of assessed value. Texas. The homestead exemption can reduce your taxable value by up to 20%, and seniors get additional benefits. New York. There are several programs, including the STAR program, which can save seniors hundreds to thousands per year. Pennsylvania. The property tax/rent rebate program directly returns money to eligible seniors. Illinois. Seniors can get significant exemptions and deferrals on property taxes. Florida. Homestead exemptions can reduce your tax burden significantly. And that's just a handful. Nearly every state has some form of property tax relief for seniors. Some states have multiple programs. So here's what I want you to understand. Whether you live in California, Texas, New York, or anywhere else, there's likely money waiting for you. And the time to claim it is now, not later. Because here's the reality. As you get older, navigating these programs becomes harder. Maybe you develop health issues. Maybe you lose energy. Maybe you start to have cognitive changes that make dealing with paperwork more difficult. The time to handle this is while you still can, while you still have the energy and clarity to follow through. This isn't something to put on a someday list. This is something to handle this week. Okay, let's get into the specifics. Here's exactly what you need to do to claim your $3,000 property tax rebate. Step 1. Determine your eligibility. First, you need to confirm you actually qualify. Here are the general requirements, though these vary by state. You must be 65 years or older. Some states say 62, some say 65. A few say 55. It varies. You must own and occupy your home as your primary residence. Your income must fall below a certain threshold. This varies widely by state, anywhere from $30,000 to $80,000 depending on where you live. You must meet residency requirements. Usually, you need to have lived in the state for a certain period. Now, here's what you need to do. Go to your state's tax assessor website or your state's revenue department website. Search for Senior Property Tax Exemption or Senior Property Tax Rebate. Write down the eligibility requirements for your specific state. I'm going to tell you right now, this might take 20 minutes of Googling. You might get frustrated. You might get lost on government websites. That's normal. Push through it. This is worth $3,000. Make a note of the income limit for your state, the age requirement, the filing deadline, any documents you'll need. Step 2. Gather your documentation. Once you know what you're eligible for, you'll need to gather documents. Typically, you'll need proof of age, driver's license, birth certificate, or passport, proof of residency, utility bill, property deed, or property tax bill, proof of income, Social Security statements, pension statements, IRS tax returns from the previous year, homeownership documentation, property deed or current property tax bill, proof of disability, if applying for disability-related exemptions. Go through your files and collect these. Make copies. Keep them in a folder. Organization is key here. When it's time to submit your application, you'll be ready. Step 3. Complete the application. Now comes the actual application. Here's the good news. These applications are usually straightforward. They're typically just a few pages. You can usually do this in one of 3 ways. Option A, online application. Most states now allow you to apply online. Go to your state's website, find the Senior Property Tax Exemption application, and fill it out online. This is usually the fastest way. Most states now have digital applications, and they'll confirm receipt immediately. Option B, mail application. Download the form from your state's website, print it out, fill it out by hand, and mail it to the address listed on the form. Include copies, not originals, of your documentation. Send it certified mail so you have proof of delivery. Then wait. This usually takes 4 to 8 weeks.
Option C, in-person application.
Visit your local county assessor's office or tax collector's office. Bring your documents. Fill out the application in person. They can often answer questions on the spot. This is the slowest method in terms of overall processing, but it's the most personal. My recommendation? Start with the online application if your state offers it. It's fast, it's efficient, and you get immediate confirmation. Step 4. Double-check your application. Before you submit anything, review it carefully. Here's a checklist. Is your name spelled correctly? Is your birth date correct? Is your address correct and current? Have you included all required documentation? Have you signed the application, if required? Have you included your contact information, phone and email? Have you made copies for your records? Errors are the #1 reason applications get delayed or rejected. Spend 10 minutes double-checking everything. Step 5. Submit and follow up. Submit your application according to the method your state allows. If you mail it, send it certified mail and keep the receipt. If you submit it online, screenshot or print the confirmation page. Then, and this is important, wait about 4 to 6 weeks and check the status. Most states have online systems where you can check the status of your application using your name and application number. If it says under review, that's normal. If it says more information needed, call them immediately. If you don't hear back within 8 weeks, call your county assessor's office or tax collector's office and ask about your application. Be polite, have your application number ready, and ask what the status is.
Step 6. Once approved. When your application is approved, you'll receive a notice. This notice will tell you how much your tax exemption or rebate is, when it takes effect, how it will be applied, as a reduction on your next bill, as a rebate check, etc. Different states handle this differently. Some reduce your property tax bill automatically starting the next year. Some send you a check. Some give you a tax credit. Read this notice carefully. Make sure the amount is correct. If something seems wrong, contact them immediately to clarify. Important things to remember. First, filing deadlines. Many states require you to file every year. Some require you to file only once, and it continues indefinitely. Check your state's rules. Mark your calendar for the filing deadline next year. Second, income changes. If your income changes significantly, you might need to reapply. Some programs have income limits that can affect your eligibility. Third, moving. If you move or sell your home, your exemption may not transfer. This is program dependent, so check your state's rules. Fourth, documentation. Keep copies of everything you submit, plus your approval notice. You might need these for future filings or to verify your status. Real example. How this works in practice.
Let me walk you through an actual example. Margaret is a 68-year-old widow in Pennsylvania. She owns her home in Philadelphia, which she's lived in for 40 years. Her property tax bill is $4,200 per year. Her income consists of Social Security, $1,800 per month, and a small pension, $600 per month, for a total annual income of about $28,800. She goes to the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue website and discovers the property tax/rent rebate program. She reads the eligibility requirements. Age 65 plus check. Owner-occupant of home check. Income below $35,000 check. Resident of Pennsylvania for 5+ years check. She's eligible.
The filing deadline is June 30th. It's currently April.
She gathers her documentation. Driver's license, proof of age. Deed to her house, proof of ownership. Last year's tax return, proof of income. Current property tax bill, proof of primary residence. She goes online to the Pennsylvania website, fills out the application in 15 minutes, uploads her documents, and submits it. She gets an immediate confirmation with an application number. 6 weeks later, she gets a letter. Her rebate is approved for $2,800. She'll receive a check in the mail within 30 days. That check arrives. She deposits it. Problem solved.
Was it difficult?
No. Did it take a lot of time? No. About 20 minutes to apply, then she just had to wait. And she just freed up $2,800 of her money that she gets to keep. That's how simple this can be when you follow the process. So here's where we are. You now know that this money exists. You know you might be eligible. You know the steps to claim it. The question is, what are you going to do? I'm going to be honest with you. Some of you are going to watch this video and do nothing. You're going to think, that sounds like a lot of work, and you're going to move on. And you know what? That's your choice. But a year from now, when you've paid another $3,000 in property taxes you didn't have to pay, I want you to remember this moment. I want you to remember that you had the information and you chose not to act.
Others of you are going to take action this week. You're going to go to your state's website. You're going to read the requirements. You're going to gather your documents. You're going to fill out the application. And a few weeks from now, you're going to receive confirmation that you've been approved. You're going to get that money. And you're going to feel really good about yourself, because you should. Here's what I want you to do right now. First, comment below. Tell me your state. I want to know where you're from. And if you've already claimed this rebate, I want to hear your story. How much did you save? What did you do with that money? Your story might inspire someone else to take action. Second, subscribe. I make videos about benefits, rebates, and financial opportunities that seniors often miss. I want to make sure you don't miss the next one. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you get alerted when I post new content. Third, share this video. You probably know someone else who's a senior homeowner. Maybe it's a friend, a neighbor, a family member. Share this with them. You could literally help them save thousands of dollars, and I promise you, they'll be grateful. Fourth, do the work. This week, find your state's property tax exemption or rebate program. Spend 20 minutes learning about it. If you think you qualify, gather your documents. If you're still unsure about anything, leave a comment with your question, and I'll try to help. Look, I get it. Dealing with government websites and bureaucracy isn't fun. It's frustrating. It feels overwhelming. But you've dealt with harder things in your life. You've navigated bigger challenges. And the payoff here is real. Thousands of dollars that are rightfully yours. This isn't about being clever or finding a loophole. This is about claiming what you're legally entitled to. This is about the government keeping their promise that they'll provide tax relief for seniors. You've worked hard your whole life. You've paid your taxes. You deserve this. So take action. Claim your rebate. And then, I'd love to hear from you in the comments about how it went. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.